Hello, my sweet friend. I am Cristina Arevalo, cake business, productivity coach, and podcaster. I help cake makers like you manage your business productively and with ease, taking control of your time and workflow to avoid stress and burnout. I offer personalized strategies and supportive community to help you stay organized, productive, and in charge of your success. Your cake business should bring you joy, not stress. I'm here to help you build an efficient, successful, and sustainable business without feeling overwhelmed and burned out. With the right planning, strategies, and mindset, you can reach your goals, stay organized, and enjoy the journey. Let's make your cake business work for you, not the other way around. Hi there. If you like this podcast and enjoy this episode, there's only one thing I ask from you. Please follow this podcast, download this episode, and leave me a started review in any of your favorite podcast platforms where you're listening to this show now. This way, the algorithm will show the podcast to more cake artists who will benefit from, and you'll be helping me grow this show. And don't forget to share it on social media and tag me, and I'll gladly follow you back. I would love to hear what you have to say. Leave me a comment on Spotify or answer any of the questions and polls on the episode. Let me invite you to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok as the Art Cake Coach, or follow the links on the show notes to find out more ways to stay connected. Visit www.theartcakecoach.com for more. Well, hello, my sweet friends, and welcome to another episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Christina here, super happy to be here, and I'm not alone today. I have the two amazing ladies from the Baking Bosses, Joe and Charlotte. Hello, girls, how are you today?
Good morning. Are you okay? We're good.
Oh, excellent, excellent. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm a big fan of your podcast. I love listening to other bakers' podcasts because I get tired of listening to myself. So it's your podcast is so good. I love that you bring other cake makers and they tell their stories, they share their struggles, and I love the question that you always ask them about things that have gone wrong with it.
Yes.
Right. Very, very good. Very original. I love the podcast. So it's great to have you here. Please introduce yourself to the audience. Please tell us, what is the Baking Bosses? Who is Charlotte and who is Joe? What do you girls do? And how the Baking Bosses happened?
Oh my goodness,
I
where
would
do
like
we
to go
start,
first.
Joe? Where do we start? Well, I'm Charlotte. Other person, you're Joe.
Yes.
So
I don't know where to start either. I'll let you do this bit.
I know. I mean, so we both have our own baking businesses, and we still do both run them as well alongside Baking Bosses. A little bit, yeah. And we sort of specialise in different things. I mainly specialise in buttercream celebration cakes. Joe specialises in fondant topped biscuits for all kind of events, for like the seasonal events like your Mother's Day, Easter, things like that. And we've both done quite well in our businesses, and we sort of met online. I don't really know exactly where. It's just one of these things that happens over time.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
we're sort of doing similar things. We wanted to help people who were maybe on a similar journey to what we had been on. And not necessarily telling them the way that they should go, but just offering support for when things get tough along the way.
Yeah.
And so we just came together, we joined forces and decided, right, we're gonna do this thing, we're gonna have this support. What are we gonna call it? Baking Bosses was then born, and our membership, the Bake Boss Club, was born as well, and we've been running that since July last year, so we're sort of coming up to a year now, and what a year it's been.
Yeah, it's all happened very quickly. We both sort of dabbled on our own on doing like little masterclasses and things in our own little Facebook groups. Yeah, and then like Charlotte said, we just we'd met up one day and we decided to do something together. Went really well. We'd done was it an Etsy masterclass we done, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Mm-hmm.
In maybe, I think it was maybe May or June last year, and it went really well. We brought both of our communities together and done
Awesome.
a
Yeah.
masterclass together. And instead of doing them on our own, we brought everything together. It went really well. Yeah, and the rest has just been 100 miles an hour.
Oh my goodness. I mean, but it really grew like in a very short time,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did. I
Yeah.
mean, we got together and we had this idea for bacon bosses, so we set it up, and then quite early on we knew we wanted to have this membership element where people who were
Hmm.
serious about taking action could come together. And I remember we were sitting, we did loads of prep for it, we wrote loads of emails, we'd been growing our email list, we were getting ready to launch this membership, and we were sitting a few days beforehand and we were saying to each other, do you think that anyone's going to click on this link? Do you think that we might get one person to join?
yeah,
And it was a
uh,
real
yeah,
fear. Like, we're thinking, is
Yeah.
that going to happen? 61 people joined in that first
Oh,
week in our
amazing.
membership, and I think we just could not believe it. We've got nearly all of the original 60 people still with us now. And even today we've got a WhatsApp chat for the group, which is super active. We can't keep up with it. But
definitely.
it's
You're brave to have a WhatsApp group with so many people. Oh my
I
goodness.
know, but even this morning, we always try and improve. We know there's things that we can improve on, so we're always asking for feedback. And one of the bits of feedback was, could we have a reminder when there's a payment due? Because it's like a monthly subscription. We said, right, okay, no problem, we'll implement that. And the first one of the automation went out sort of this month. But I think people had forgotten they'd given us that feedback. And so when they were getting those emails, one person in particular said, are you trying to kick me out? Are you asking if I want to leave? What have I done wrong? And I was like, no. They're desperate to stay in the membership, which is just such a lovely feeling,
Yeah.
that they find it useful and like a safe space to be.
Yeah,
Oh, I mean, this work that we all do can be so lonely sometimes, right? It's
yeah,
just us in our kitchen. So having that community, having that
Hmm.
sense of community is just amazing. And it's funny when you were saying that had everything ready and to go and click and it's like put it live, and I know the feeling, that feeling like,
Hmm.
oh my God, I did all of this work. Is anybody going to join? Is anybody going? Does anybody think this is a good idea? I know
Yeah.
we all been there, and I'm really happy that it worked out for you guys. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
it
it was
shows.
brilliant.
It shows what a big community you have. I've been seeing on your socials that you even do live events. Like you bring the people together and you get together and do fun stuff together. How do you manage that? Because I've been trying to do it and it's hard.
mm, yeah. It is hard because obviously we are UK based, so
Mm,
everyone is, and we've got people who are not in the UK as well. We've got someone, the Isle of Man, haven't we?
Well,
okay.
still in the
And who would
UK,
have
but not
for UK, but not
Yeah.
like they would have to
not on the
travel.
mainland. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So like everyone's all over, like miles apart. So it is hard getting the location.
Yeah.
So we've had one in London, um, and we've had one in Newcastle, which
Okay.
is like opposite ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you cover the whole
Yeah.
territory, right?
Um,
So that's
but
good.
there's always, it's not easy because obviously whatever location you pick, there's always going to be people that want to attend and it's too far for them.
Mm.
So our next one that we're hosting's in Edinburgh, which is like even further up north.
Yeah.
But so we have got some people that's travelling like 7 hours to come to
Wow.
it. Yeah. But
Wow.
yeah,
But I
That's
think,
lovely because they do that because they want to be with you guys. They want to be
yeah,
part of the community. And
yeah.
that's great. That's great.
So that's
yeah.
Sorry, Charlotte. We're going to say something.
No, no, I was just going to say, I mean, we've got a wider Facebook group where we've got nearly 17,000 bakers in, but in the private Bake Boss Club where there's about 80 or 90 of us at the moment, the bakers themselves will arrange to meet up. They've got
yeah.
like a little subgroup of the WhatsApp chat that's titled Down South Bakers. And they between themselves will pick somewhere and say, right, we're going to meet here, whoever's available. If anyone wants me to travel with them, they're just so helpful and thoughtful of each other, and they know that some people, you work in the kitchen all day, you're on your own, you're possibly a bit of an introvert, and you might be worried about meeting people face to face for the first time. They
Yeah.
themselves will think about that beforehand and make arrangements so that people don't feel as nervous. And I love it. I love that community vibe that they give.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think
that's lovely. Yeah.
when we started the membership, for me and Charlotte, we wanted to help bakers like with pricing and, marketing and social media. And obviously that's what we do with our weekly live sessions that we do. But I think for the bakers that have joined, it's more about the community.
Yeah.
Some of them don't even access the training. It's the community.
It's having that support,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
for us, we thought we were doing it because we wanted to help, with those types of things. But it's kind of turned into a lot more than that. Like
Yeah.
the community part of it's just so much bigger.
And that's I mean, it's not only beautiful, lovely, it's so important. And a lot of bakers underestimate, I mean, they crave it, but they underestimate that part, because
Mm,
that community, that helps them with their self-esteem, that helps them with their imposter syndrome, that helps them be more confident, because you start listening to other bakers like, I'm pricing this way, or I'm doing this, or I have
hmm,
this idea for marketing. And then that's where the feedback and the fitting of new ideas comes in. So
yeah,
it's beautiful. I'm very happy for you, because I am a big believer in community. So
yeah.
I think it's great, and we need more of those. We need more
Agree.
of more communities like that. Now I have a question, because you both mentioned at the beginning that you do have your own cake businesses besides baking bosses.
Yeah.
How do you well, first of all, let me start by tell me, both of you, tell me a little bit about your businesses. So, Charlotte, you said you specialize more with buttercream cakes, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Is that a full-time business? Do you do seasonal? Do you do weddings? What is it?
I suppose it is a little bit of a full-time business. It's quite difficult actually to explain when somebody asks. I think beforehand, before Bacon Bosses, it was a real full-time business, although I still
Mm,
did it alongside a corporate job as well. So I used to work in HR and look after the whole of the UK and Ireland for a big manufacturing company. And I only left there in July last year to focus on Bacon Bosses. So I've always had to balance the bacon business itself alongside another job, which was always fine. I always felt like the balance was good for my brain.
mm,
Um, so I do several cakes a week sometimes, maybe it's 4, 5 cakes a week. Some weeks I might do none. It depends what we've got going on. But me and Joe had this conversation, I think, the other day, or maybe it's through a voice note, I can't remember. Um, for me, it really helps to balance the thinking part of my brain. Like the cakes are the
mm.
creativity side, and I can do a lovely design, um, give somebody an amazing cake for their child's birthday or christening or whatever it is. And I really love doing that. Like that's a passion now.
Yeah.
Beforehand, it was more about the income, and at times it felt like a bit of a conveyor belt of cakes coming through, and you sort of lose the passion sometimes, but now I really, really enjoy it. Like hand on heart can say I really enjoy making the cakes, and it just helps balance the bacon bosses out. Some people look and think, you are crazy. You've got so much work on. Why are you also doing cakes? How do you possibly do it? But it honestly is a bit of therapy for me doing the cakes sometimes. I mean, not when they go wrong, but
And yeah, I totally get you. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Because I don't bake anymore. Just doing the podcast and the coaching, but I do go back to my modeling, because that's my therapy. That's
yeah,
my creative. I need it, and sometimes I'm like stressed, and even my husband says, "Don't you have like a little topper to do or something? Like, go
he
do
knows,
something."
he
It's
knows.
like, yeah, it's like I need it. I need it. He knows I need it, and I do need it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's true.
yeah,
It's true. We need that balance. It's
yeah,
true. Yeah.
definitely.
And for you, Joe, tell me about your business.
yeah. So my business, Posticles, I mainly sell on Etsy. I do sell like social media as well. Like biscuits, fondant iced biscuits. When I started Bacon Bosses, Bacon Bosses was going to kind of be my little side hustle alongside my main job, which was my biscuit business.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of switched the other way around now. Bacon Bosses is my main focus and my main job, and me biscuits and more my little side hustle that I have going on.
Yeah.
Because I'm on Etsy, I can just switch me, turn my shop off on holiday mode, and then if I want to, you know, if there's an event coming up or something that I want to do something for, I just switch it back on, and I just keep dipping in and out as and when we've got free time.
I mean,
But yeah,
you make it sound there like it's a little side hustle, Christina, honestly. When we've been together, when it's been like when it was coming towards July, so when the schools in the UK breaking up for the summer holidays, and Jo was offering teacher biscuit sets,
yeah,
her
Uh-huh.
phone did not stop pinging the whole time we were there with Etsy sales coming through. She's the
yeah.
absolute queen at making things look amazing. Like on Etsy especially, she's cracked that whole system. So
Oh,
yeah,
amazing. Love it. Love it. So, I mean, yeah, side hustle is maybe an understatement about your business, but
I
it
have
brings
to
you
be
that
quite
joy, right?
intentional about me
Yeah.
orders, you know, like if I say I'm going to open up and I just say I'm going to do so many, and
Mhm.
then that's it.
And then
And then
that's
I'll
it.
just fill my books and that, and what I've got, I can't do the amounts that I was doing before because that
Yeah.
was, yeah, huge
But
amount.
it's lovely. I mean, for both of you, that you got to that point that you're in such a control of your own businesses because of Cake Bosses, maybe,
Yeah,
that you say, okay, now I want to do it because it's my happy place, or because, yeah, I want to do this and I do my sales, I do what I need to do, and then I switch it off again.
yeah.
Yeah,
What a dream! What a dream! I mean, I'm sure many people in our industry would love to have that.
I
Yeah,
know, I know.
and it's, again, it's so beautiful that you find that through community and through an idea of bringing everybody together.
Yeah,
Now, talking about community, first of all, you guys were also nominated for the DMAs,
we
right?
were. Yeah,
Community,
we were
or
finalists. Yeah, in the
yeah,
community. Yeah,
community with us, with Cake Friends,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. So that's why I tell you, I am a big believer in community, and knowing our communities and how they work and all the things that we hear inside our communities. What is the number one struggle issue that your members talk about or need help with?
I wonder if we'll say the same thing,
Yeah,
Jo. But
so
I'm gonna say mindset.
yeah,
Mm.
mindset. I was going to say getting sales, but I think the getting sales is around the mindset.
Oh, love that.
Yes.
Love
Yeah.
that.
So
Yeah. I
yeah,
thought you were gonna
yeah,
go with pricing or
yeah,
social media or something
um,
like that.
Yeah. I mean,
Mindset.
they all struggle with those things. I mean, everyone does
Mhm.
from time to time, but the underlying struggle that makes them struggle with those things is the mindset.
yeah,
Mhm.
100%.
And it manifests in loads of different ways. It might be that they've got imposter syndrome, that they're
Mm.
getting it in their own head. They might not have the support at home or with friends and family. Um, so many different ways. Everyone has a wobble from time to time. I wouldn't say it's permanent for anyone, but having the WhatsApp chat part of the community, which, like you say, it is crazy because it goes off at all times of the night. They were on there chatting at 1 o'clock this morning.
Oh
Um,
my goodness.
but there's always somebody there when someone's having a struggle. There is always somebody who will
Yeah,
reply. We've got a really busy chat and then we've got a quieter chat as well, so that there's something for everyone. But definitely since we've been running it since July, mindset is the most common issue.
Wow. It's I mean, it honestly was a surprise. I thought you were going to say, the surprising is the marketing, is the social media. But I do understand, because I see the point. Everything comes from the mindset, and it's overlooked. We had
Mm.
Savannah from the Cake Business Academy here, and she's very into mindset as well. And we talk about that, about it's all about how you see your work, how you see yourself, how you view what you're doing. It's all about that. Being that the case, what are some tips that you can share with our listeners about that shift of mindset? for your
Oh,
community or for the community in general?
that's
For me, I would say that a huge thing with bakers is about like to not be comparing themselves with other bakers, because if you're
Mm.
always comparing, you're always going to be thinking, "Oh, I'm not that good. I can't charge that." Um, and I don't think you should ever look at other bakers unless it's for inspiration in a positive way, not for like. I look at other bakers' pages all the time, and that's for positive reasons. But I know a lot of bakers might, like, you know, in the larger baking communities that we have, will be really disheartened because of what another baker's doing, and then that just puts them in a negative mindset.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Mhm.
stop thinking like that. Like, just focus all that energy in your own business and your own pricing and your own methods and your own business. And
Mhm.
yeah, and but yeah, I think that's what I would say.
see,
Oh, lovely,
I
lovely.
think
Yeah.
for mindset as well, I think that it really helps to have a goal, and the types of bakers that we talk to every day are mainly bakers who have learned everything thing themselves. It's been a passion. They've enjoyed baking, they've enjoyed decorating, they've slowly improved over time, and then they've decided at some point that they're going to have a business and make money out of it. So it's been a
Mhm.
very self-led process. And they haven't really thought of it like a business, so they haven't set themselves any goals. Now, I think if you don't have a goal, no matter how far in the future it is, like say if you don't have a goal that you want to achieve by the end of the year, then you can't measure your success. So you're
Yeah.
always sort of winging it a little bit.
Mhm.
You don't
Yeah.
know if you've made progress. So you can have it's your motivation is always going to go like this, depending on what's going on. But having a goal there, having that northern star, you're going to have something to always aim and bring yourself back so that you can get there. If you don't
Mhm.
have that goal there, you're more than likely to come off track and your mindset can be affected. So
Yeah.
for me, I think I always encourage people and I'll ask them, well, what are you doing this for? What's your goal? What do you want to achieve? And that
Yeah.
helps keep their mindset on track.
Mhm. Oh, yeah, the why is so important because that will keep you focused.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in goal setting, but yeah, more than just, it's a goal, like a number goal, or it's
Mm,
what's the reason why you're doing what you're doing. Um, and yeah, it all comes to that because motivation runs out. Oh, imposter syndrome. It's crazy how many people I meet in the cake industry, even people that we look up to and that we see as a reference in the industry, and they
yeah.
suffer from the same, that imposter syndrome. Oh, I don't know, because everybody else is doing it, I'm not doing it, or I'm doing it differently, or I don't know. And Joe, I love what you say. Just bring all that energy and focus it on your business,
Yeah.
right? I always tell my community, stick to your lane, use
Yeah.
that energy and stick to your lane and keep moving forward. Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
it.
That's nice. That's very nice. Now, baking bosses is a lot. I was talking to them before we start recording, and of course, I'm trying to research a little bit about baking bosses. I went into the website because I do follow most of my fellow cake decorators and coaches and communities on social media. But I went to your website and I saw merchandise. I saw the podcast. I saw the membership, which is the club, right? Live experiences, classes. And I'm like, oh my God, how do they do it? And you have your businesses. And I'm a big fan of time management. So, what's your secret? We're going to go into detail in what each of those things are. But first, tell me, what is the secret to manage all of that?
I think,
Jam.
we're quite lucky because we're a double act.
Yeah,
So it's not just on one person's shoulders. That there'll be, we're human beings. There'll be days where we're not feeling good or we've got other things going on, and the other person picks up that slack. So I think we'll work quite well, and we've got different strengths. So there'll be jobs that are like Joe's jobs, and she will do those things, and then there'll be
Yeah.
things that are my jobs, and I do those things. Like we really complement each other, I think. Um, But I think it to help as well, we do try and set a bit of a structure to the week.
Mm.
So we
Yeah, I
practice
was
what
gonna
we
say.
preach. We've
Yeah.
set our goals for the year. We've broken those down into months. We'll reflect on those as the time passes. We have a meeting. We try and have a meeting every Monday morning to go through, okay, what happened last week? What's the priorities for this week? What's coming up in the calendar, things like that. So we do try and stay on track roughly.
Yeah.
We do have a lot going on though. I suppose with the we've got people who help us as well. You know, it is us, we're the business owners, but we're lucky to have people who will help. So we've got somebody who runs the merchandise for us, don't we, Joe?
Yeah,
Who,
really don't have anything to do with that.
yeah,
Okay, okay,
We just design it, and then that's completely outsourced.
okay, okay. Perfect,
Yeah,
perfect. So help, support, outsource. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
it's key. That's key to make things work. Excellent, excellent. And I love that you say we have a structure that sometimes doesn't, because it's true,
it
but at
is
least you have the structure.
exactly.
That's good. Now let's talk about each of the things that the baking buzz has, right? We
Mhm.
have, or you guys have, we have. I'm including myself already. The club, the membership. Tell me a little bit about the membership.
Oh my God, it's just amazing. It's our
Yeah.
baby. I couldn't be more proud of anything than what I feel about the Big Boss Club. So there's about between 80 and 90 members. And it's a closed membership, so it's not a membership where you can just one day wake up and decide that you want to join. We're intentional about only opening the doors a few times a year, mainly so that we can focus on the people who are in there. It's very difficult to do that if you constantly got this movement of people.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, there's people from Scotland, someone from the Isle of Man, and then all across the UK. So a real mix of people. There's people who have been in business for over 10 years. There's people who have not launched their business yet. So a
Okay.
real depth of different life experiences, and that brings an awful lot into the club as well.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's just brilliant. It's an online based club, so all of our sessions are online. We do like weekly trainings. We've got some co-working sessions where we can just all jump on and either get on with some work and be held accountable that you know you're going to do some work, or have a chat, have a rant, have you know whatever you want to use the time for. Um, and what else do we do? I'm trying to think, Joe. Within that, we do try and organise
yeah,
meetups for the social
yeah.
aspect, which is great. We've mentioned we did one in London where we all got on a pink double-decker bus and had afternoon tea through London and
Oh,
went and
I've
seen all the
seen those
sights.
buses around in London. Yeah. Actually, me and one of my friends, that usually travels to the vans with me. We went to the DMAs, and we were trying to find the bus to see if we can get on
Oh,
the bus. But it was just one afternoon in London.
yeah,
We didn't make it happen, but we will at some point.
yeah.
That's so cool. That's so
It was
cool.
really good, and that had nothing to do with, you know, work. I mean, obviously we talked bake and we talked
Hmm.
things like that, but it was purely just a nice day out to get together and have a laugh and get to know each other. I think that builds the community, and
Yeah.
it's I know we're talking about each one, but the merchandise, I think for us that was really important because for me it makes you feel like part of a club. It makes you feel more belonging. I can remember being about 7 years old. The Spice Girls were all the rage, and you could sign up to be in their little fan club, I think it was, off the back of a magazine or something. And you could sign up to be in the fan club and you could get the Spice Girls t-shirt. And that to me as a child was like, "Oh my God, I wanna
Yeah.
be in the club. I need to be in this club and get a T-shirt." And wearing the stuff makes you feel like you're just part of it. And we sort of
Yeah.
thought, well, could we do something like that where from a business perspective, it's you know great for advertising, it's getting your brand out there, all the things that you
Hmm.
learn about, but also it makes you you've come together as part of a club, and the guys love it. They've all got their Bacon Bosses t-shirts. When they join the membership, they get a Bacon Bosses mug as well, and it's become
Yeah.
a bit of a running joke that they're not joining for the membership, they're joining because they want a mug.
On the month. Ah, that's
So,
so nice. But yeah, it's that sense of belong. I belong to something, right?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
great. Lovely, lovely. What about, well, you told me about the live experiences, right? And now the podcast. Where did the idea of the podcast come from? Why did you decide? I mean, I love this. I love the podcast. And I think from all of the things that I do is the one thing that I won't let go. Is like I really enjoy this time.
yeah,
But tell me about your experience with the podcast. How does that start?
Well, I mean, it was in the early days that we had the idea of a podcast, didn't we? We
mhm,
had a lot going on, we threw ourselves into Bacon Bosses. And I was thinking one day, oh, wouldn't a podcast be great? Like, and I thought, I'm not going to mention it to Charlotte because we've got so much going on at the minute. And like, we were finding our way, this is the time when we were starting to realise we needed a weekly schedule and a yearly goal and things, because we just had so much going on trying to keep up with everything. And Charlotte did end up putting all that together in like a yearly, monthly, weekly thing. And I was like, dare I mention this podcast, because we just keep having these ideas and throwing them about. And I was like, I remember I typed the message out a few times, and then I was like, no, she's gonna like think, do you want beers? Anyway, in the end, I thought, oh, I'm just going to say, I think we need a podcast. And she went, yes, so do I. I've been thinking about it.
and it
And
just
that was
went
it.
from there, didn't it?
Yeah,
And that's it.
I
How long
mean,
has been is it been running already, the podcast?
for 3 months, isn't it?
I think
Okay.
so, yeah. I
It did
mean,
take us a little while. We had to get all the interviews together and fathom out how to do it, because we had no idea. Like, there's been so many firsts for us, like just running the podcast studio and things. We had no clue. We'd never done nothing like this before. So we had to fathom it all out, amongst doing all of the stuff. But
Yeah.
eventually we got round to
and
do it.
even we had, imposter syndrome that we've talked about as well,
Yeah.
thinking, well, who's going to listen to it? It doesn't look professional enough. How can we put this out there? And in the end, we just had to have a word with ourselves
Yeah, and just do
and
it.
just do it.
And we're like, just put it out there. We won't listen to it. We don't even listen to it. We just put it out there because we both have that, like, oh my God, are we really doing this? But
Yeah.
then once
But
you've done it, it's
and
out there and
it's
you
gone
start
down
getting
well, hasn't
feedback.
it? And
Yeah,
we wanted to come at it from a different angle. We didn't want it to be a sort of a really formal podcast where we're going to teach you
Yeah.
how to do something, or it has to reflect what we're like as people and what our brand
Yeah.
is like.
yeah,
It's fun, it's down to earth, it's talking to real people with real
Yeah.
problems and real
very
life.
unedited.
Yeah, it's unedited, and I think that's what makes it a good listen.
Definitely. And I think that's one of that's why, I mean, I listen to the pod. I love listening to other bakers podcasts I mentioned at the beginning.
Mhm.
But it's so it's so like friendly, like like you're just listening to people having a conversation, having fun. It's not an interview, it's not formal. We have a lot of those, so yeah,
Yeah,
we need to make it,
some
we
fun.
need what you do as well. I love that you mentioned the imposter syndrome, because even though we talk about that, we suffer from it. I
Yeah,
guess the difference is we don't dwell on it for a long time,
Yeah, that's
but we
it.
do feel it. We do feel the imposter syndrome. We do feel the, I don't know, the my mindset is not right today, like I'm stressed, or I don't want to talk to anyone, or I don't
Yeah.
want to record the episode. We do that, uh but yeah, we don't dwell on it as much as we used to, I
Yeah,
guess.
I think that's actually really good distinction, because you look at everybody out there and think, sometimes how are they doing it all? It's easy to think that they've got it really easy or it's really polished, but actually they feel the same things. They just do it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's just And what you said, just do it.
Yeah,
Just put it out there.
just
What is the
do it.
worst thing that can happen? Next time is going to be better. That's it.
Yes,
That's it.
yes.
That's it. Yeah. That's what I do. I just do it. And if it, okay, I'll learn from it and I'll do it better next time.
Yeah,
Right.
the growth
That's
mindset, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But everybody does. Everybody does. I like I said, I talk to many people, even myself, and usually it's funny because I've talked to this with other cake makers, bakers, cake decorators, even coaches. It usually goes from you find somebody online that's doing more or less the same that you do, and you're like, oh, that's the first, the first like, oh, another one. And then you start looking at the person who's like, oh my God, they have it all figured out. I
Yeah.
don't know what I'm doing. That's where my mind goes. It's like, oh my goodness, it looks so good. They
Yeah.
know what they're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. And then it goes to, let me see what I can learn from these people. And then you learn from them. It usually goes through all of those,
Yes. I love
different
that.
areas until you get to the point. Let me just talk to them and
Yeah.
see what we can learn together, what we can do together. How can we collaborate? And I
Yeah.
have to say, having you today here on the episode, I'm learning so much because
Oh,
one of the things that I love in this dynamic is that it's two people. It's not just one because I do everything by myself.
yeah.
It's a bit of a control freak. I'm a bit of a control freak. And in the other hand, I haven't found that person that you found each other.
Yeah.
Right. And you say like, oh,
Yeah.
we complement each other, we work together and it's working fine. So yeah.
It's funny though because I'm the control freak and
Yeah.
and Joe just is like, "Yeah, okay."
Do
Okay,
you
so
know
there is one in each pair. That's good.
yeah, before we started working together, I was a control freak. Like
Oh,
I would never have thought I would have partnered with anyone.
yeah.
But then obviously when I did work with you and I thought, oh God, actually she's great. Like I thought I looked up to you and I thought she really knows her stuff. Like
Mm.
she is great. Um so yeah, so I feel like quite confident putting all my like trust and confidence in Charlotte. I don't feel like I'm out of control. If anything, she keeps me feeling in control.
Yeah.
Okay, good. But
Yeah,
it gave you that space to maybe chill out a little
yeah,
bit and
yeah.
relax. Okay. She got it. She got it. Good. Good. Very good. I love it. I love it. Um, what is the if you could tell I mean, if you could think of a mission for baking bosses, what is the mission of baking bosses? Like we want to what?
Empower
Okay.
bakers, as many bakers as possible.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
God, it's hard putting it that way,
Yeah,
isn't it? It's like
yeah. What would you say,
because I
Charlotte?
think we know what our values are, and I think that's really important to
Yeah.
us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad
Um,
you've asked this. I feel like we should have had this question prepared, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I mean,
Practice on our
let's just think
website.
about it. Let's
Yeah,
brainstorm together. Okay,
yeah,
your values. You mentioned your values. Okay,
yeah.
what are the values of caking bosses?
so that we all do well when we all do well. So that feeds into the idea that we should focus on collaboration and
Mm,
community over competition, which is quite tough. I think,
mm,
unfortunately, most people naturally have a mindset where competition equals threat.
yeah.
So it's working on trying to dispel that from people's thoughts. But for bacon bosses, what's the mission? That's a tough one. I don't think I can even answer what the mission is. It's hard, isn't it? Because you do get tied into the day-to-day tasks of being in the
Mm-hmm.
business. You do look at your yearly goals and where do you want your targets to be? How many people do you want on your mailing list? How many people, all those types of things.
Yeah.
But the overall mission, that's really
Yeah.
interesting. I'm going to be thinking
I
about that
think
all weekend.
Okay.
it's like the overall is helping as many bakers as we
Yeah.
can to
Yeah.
succeed
In a
rather than feel like
non-judgmental
yeah,
place.
Mm,
rather than feel like they're failing to actually you feel like they're winning to join the Bake Boss Club and thrive
yeah.
and be winning in their business. So
Yeah.
that
I do think
yeah,
that that's our superpower, helping people who really think that they're not doing very well. And we can look at their business often within a few clicks of looking onto their social media and say, this is your problem. It's not that you're a bad baker. It's not that people don't want to buy from you. It's that you're not showing up, us, whatever it might be. And I think that is our
Yeah,
superpower, but doing it in a way that they feel supported and in a way that they leave thinking, yes, I can do this. I know what I'm
yeah.
doing.
I think you just answer your question. I mean,
Yeah,
you
just
you
finished
got
off
it. You
that in a
nailed it.
nice statement, Sean.
Empowering community is not a place to compete, is a place to
Yeah,
bring everybody
Yeah,
together. And your superpower is to point that little thing and say, you can do it.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, I love it.
We need that so much in our
Hmm.
community. I mean, I was like, yes, yes, when you were talking, because it has been my mission since I created Cake Friends. It's this ridiculous competition, and seeing everybody as a threat that has to change.
Hmm.
It's not helping the community in general. It's not helping the industry, the cake industry in general, and it's not helping us individually either.
Yeah.
um
But I think
Yesterday, I
you
yeah,
have to,
sorry.
sorry, I was just going to say you have to be the change, don't you? It
Yes,
starts with us.
it does. It
yeah,
does. Um, One thing that I shared on the I think it was on my socials yesterday was I heard a quote that says, "When you're only focused on making money, that's it. It's not a business. It's not just making money. You compete. But
Mm,
when you see it as a business and as a whole, you collaborate, and that's what I believe, because together we get further, we are better, we lift each other up. I
yeah,
do believe in that.
totally
Yeah.
agree. Yeah.
Hmm.
We
Yeah.
we actually recorded a podcast yesterday, was it, Joe? Yeah,
yeah.
or the day
I want to
before,
say yeah,
this
yeah.
week, with
Yeah,
another
sweet.
cake coach in the UK, Jenny, and we were talking exactly about this, and that,
Yeah.
there's a few of us who do similar things and might have a similar audience, and people might view us as being competition, but actually there's an audience for everyone.
Yeah.
You go to a supermarket, like I said on our podcast, you go to a supermarket, there's a whole aisle full of so many different yogurts, and people buy all of the different type of yogurts because they all like something different, and it's exactly the same, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that. And it's true. Actually, funny story. Uh Yesterday when I mentioned that on my socials, then I saw the I think it was a story that you share with Jenny, right?
Yeah.
About the
Yes.
podcast. And I was like, okay, this is the topic of the day because it keeps coming in different directions, right? The community, the collaboration. So I start following Jenny. She contact me. We start chatting, and she's going to be on the podcast. And we're like, yeah, the more the merrier. And I
Oh,
was like, yeah, this is
brilliant.
this is what I'm talking about. This is what
Yes.
we should do. And it all happened from this.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
it.
that is
So yeah,
brilliant.
that's and I think that's what it should be. And Charlotte, what you said was like spot on. It starts within. It starts with us inside,
Mhm.
like in our kitchen.
Yeah.
That's where the change starts. It's not expecting the community or the industry to change for us.
Mhm.
It's change us, and we change the rest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love where this is going. Good. Um, if somebody needs your help, if somebody says, I want to be in your membership or in your club, how do they do it?
Um, well, everything's on our website, so that's
Hmm.
probably a good place to start, baconbosses.com.
Yeah. If it's not open, they can always leave the email and join the waitlist. But if it is open, it'll be open on the website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So you have like a wait list
Yeah.
for people to okay.
Yeah. Got a
Good.
wait list.
Good. Excellent. Excellent.
And we've
And
got
we've got
what
our
Um,
communities, haven't we, as well?
we've got what, sorry, a Facebook
Got our free,
community.
yeah,
Yes.
we've got our big free Facebook community that
mm,
anyone can come and join the UK
okay.
baking community in the meantime. But yeah, we have when it's open on the website, and then it's replaced with the waiting list in the
Okay.
meantime.
Perfect. Perfect. So you open it what, twice a year,
Yeah.
more or less,
We've said
just for
three
audience.
three to four times a year, so
Okay.
we're planning
Okay.
to open it again at the end of April.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be doing sort of like a 3-day challenge on getting visible. So we're just about to start talking about that. And then after that, it's probably going to be a lot later in the year.
Okay, perfect. So if anybody listening wants to go check it out, I'm going to be leaving the links to the Baking Bosses on the show notes so people can
Brilliant.
find you. 2 questions before we go. First one, what would you say to somebody who's thinking about starting a baking business but is like, I don't know who would buy from me. What would you say to
Do it.
them?
Yeah.
I would just say do it.
On the Bake Boss Club.
I would, life
Do it.
is too
Yeah.
short, and what is the worst that could happen? I would absolutely hate to be on my deathbed thinking, "Oh, I wish I had done all of these things," or just even
Yeah.
later on in life and thinking, "Oh, it's a bit late to do that." Just do it. What's the worst that could happen? What's the best that could happen if you did that? So many opportunities. Do it scared, but do it.
Yeah, 100% agree. Absolutely.
That is what I
There's
would
an
say.
exercise, right? Some coaches talk about that exercise. Imagine yourself, I don't know, 80, 90 years old, whatever, sitting in your rocking chair and think back in your life what you did and what you didn't do.
Mhm.
And how would that make you feel? So yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Love that. Love
Yeah,
that.
that's so much like that.
Yeah. Good. Do it scared, but do it anyway. I
Yeah.
like
You
that.
have to.
Good. Good. Joe, any other advice from
Yeah,
anybody
I
listening?
do think, I mean, having the right community around you when you do it. So because I know when I first started, I had like a couple of friends that was like, "Oh, what you doing? You can't do that." And I think having the right people around you,
Mm.
and it's not always the people who was physically around you. So I think that's where the community comes into it. Being in and part of a community that's going to lift you up, that's going to help you. I think that's really important.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish I
Yeah,
had that,
because
but I never did.
sometimes the people closest to us, it's is not really the one that is supporting us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I found that.
Yeah, I heard a
And it
lot of
really knocked me as well because I thought, "Oh God, can I not do that?"
yeah.
Um, but then I'm not the type of
I
person
think
who would do
what
it.
it comes
No.
down to for the other people is that it does come from a good place when it's people who care about you because they want to protect you. They don't want you to
Mhm.
do something that could
Yeah.
potentially go wrong. And not everyone is entrepreneurial minded. So
Yeah.
they want to stay with what's safe and what's known. And,
Mhm.
so I think it comes from a good place most of the time. But you've got to do what feels right for you and surround yourself with like-minded people is going to help that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Surround yourself with the right community.
Yeah.
What you say is so true. Not everybody has that entrepreneurial mind. And that is one thing that I think even social media, I don't know, internet has made us believe everybody can make a business. Not everybody has that
Mhm.
mindset,
Yeah.
yeah,
and you have to work it out. And if you're curious and you don't have the mindset, okay, you can work it out. But some people are just not made for this.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it is true. It is true. Great. Um, I have one question that I ask all of my guests when they come into the show. If you could bake a cake for anybody, dead or alive, who would that person be?
Oh,
And
I know.
what would the cake look like?
Right. Well, I know my answer. Shall I go first?
Okay,
Go
yeah,
on.
go ahead, go ahead.
So, everyone who knows me knows I'm a massive Boy George fan. So
Okay,
I would make a cake for Boy George,
okay.
and it would be the most colourful cake ever.
It
Because I
has
think
to.
that's where I get all my colourfulness from Boy George. So it would
Oh,
just be colourful.
oh, I love it. I love it. I think
Yeah.
nobody has mentioned Boy George here on the podcast.
Yeah.
Great. Let's put it out there in the universe. You never know.
Yeah.
Manifest it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
And you
twice
start.
I've done that on a podcast because I've done it on the podcast with Jenny as well.
Mhm.
So it's out there.
I'm doing that. Yeah. And I mentioned it on there as well. We had
Yeah.
a similar conversation, and I was like, right, I'm manifesting this now. That's
Okay,
twice.
let's just throw
Yeah.
it there at the universe. We'll see what happens. It will be great if Boy George was listening to the podcast, but I don't think so.
Oh, no.
But anyway, we're putting it out there.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So
Charlotte, what
for
about you?
me, like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know actually. I've already made a cake for like my absolute teenage heroes,
Okay.
which I don't know if you'll even have heard of them. I always feel
Yeah, but
ridiculous
tell me.
when I'm telling people because people are just like, really? Really? But for me as a teenager, oh my God, this band were just my favorite. I used to camp out outside arenas waiting for tickets because back then I don't know, could you really buy tickets online? Maybe or you had to ring up for the tickets when a concert went on sale. So we would camp out outside for 24 hours, would have our tents and sleeping bags. So the boy band Busted, um, I just loved them, and a band called McFly as well. Absolutely had posters on my walls and everything. And a couple of years ago, I was lucky enough to make a cake for them for one of their birthdays. And I
Oh,
delivered it
amazing.
to the arena because they were on tour and it was a surprise. So they took it on stage for him and we got tickets to go and see them. They gave us some really good seats. Um, so they brought it on stage. Everyone sang happy birthday. It was then in the local paper and on all of their social media accounts where they've got millions and millions of followers. And for
Yeah,
me, I was just like, oh my God, 14-year-old me would be dying if she
of
knew that this
course.
would happen in the future. Like it was just amazing.
Oh, that was like a full circle experience for you,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, it was fab. And
Amazing.
it just shows the opportunities. Like that
Mm,
wouldn't have just happened. Like they wouldn't have just miraculously come and asked me for a cake. I made it happen through like intentional things. It happened. So yeah, you put yourself out there, you say yes
mhm.
to the opportunities, and you create your own destiny. So yeah, love it.
Amen to that.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah. Good. So you had your dream come true.
Yeah.
Feel anybody who's on the list for maybe
I
for
don't
cake
I don't
now?
I don't know, no. I mean, when we were talking to Jenny on the podcast, and she'd made a cake for King Charles. Now he is, but when he was Prince Charles, I think that's quite
Mhm.
cool to do it for the
Yeah.
royal family or something. But in terms of celebrities, I don't think so. Well, there's no one on my list that I can think of. I just like making cakes. You know what? And it sounds really cheesy. I just like making cakes for kids on their birthdays so they can be like, wow, like this cake is amazing. This is the best cake I've ever seen. And like I just love having that impact on them. Like it's just a cake at the end of the day. But for them, it's made their birthday so much better. And that sounds so
Yeah.
cheesy, but that's true.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You know what? It's funny because most of the people that I ask, and I mean, some people have like somebody famous that they love, and they're like, "Yeah, I want to do it." But most of the people that I ask, they say, "My nan." Or my mom who's no longer
Oh
here, or my aunt,
yeah.
or people who's closer to them, and they for some reason cannot do it or didn't get
Yeah.
to try their cakes. Because at the end, and what you mentioned today with the kids, at the end of the day, that's why we do it. We
Yeah.
love that reaction. We love that, that genuine reaction in the kid that, whoa, you made, I don't know, a dinosaur or whatever it is that you did. It's like, wow, that's just so great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's the happy place of cake. That's
Yeah,
that's what we
because
all
for
live.
us, we do it day in, day out, and you can
Hmm.
get a little bit cake blind. I don't know if that's like a word, but
Yeah.
whereas
I like that.
the kid, they've got this amazing cake in front of them, and they're just like, there's no filter. They'll tell you if it's rubbish, but they're like, yeah, this is amazing. I love it, and you can just see the impact that you've had on them, and I really love that.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. And the cake is happy. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, we make people happy with cake. That's why I'm always telling everyone, it's like, stop being competing with each other, and
yeah,
and creating all this beef online. It's like, come on, people, we make cakes.
yes.
It's supposed to be a happy place. We don't. Yeah, it's like, no, this is ridiculous. So, oh, that's lovely. I love it. And boy, George, if you're listening to the
Yeah.
podcast, that'd be great. I don't think so, but
Right.
anyway,
I need to be more proactive about this.
You
Donna,
do.
I
we
need to
need to
make
start. Yeah, maybe do some posts. I mean, post something, create a
Yeah. I
design, we
mean, I've messaged
repost
him on
it. Yeah.
Instagram lots of times, and I thought I need to stop messaging him now because
Joe,
it's
it's
kind
you've got to
harassment.
think of it as 6 degrees of separation. We're
Yes.
so connected. We're closer
Yeah.
connected than what we think, and that's how I managed to make the cake for Busted,
Mm.
because I was connected and like so far removed enough to get
Well,
that.
yeah. Well, I had a conversation with Boy George's brother, Kevin. Yeah, on Instagram, and he was going to make me a hat because he makes Boy George's hats.
Oh,
And I had a conversation with him, and then he disappeared. And then I haven't been able to like get his attention back without feeling like I'm like harassing him. But he follows me on Instagram as well.
Come on, there's your
I
six
know,
degrees.
it's so close. I
maybe,
thought.
maybe, maybe just contact, like, because we
I'm like,
talk
what
about
are you
cakes. I have
saying?
cakes, no hats. I had this idea of a hat
Yeah.
cake.
So he
Yes.
makes
You
hats
know,
and he makes Boy George's hat. And my partner had said to me, why don't you message him and ask him if he can make you a hat? And I was like, all right then, I will. And he replied, and he was like, yeah, what sort of hat do you want? So I was sending like my ideas through and everything. And we had a little conversation, and then he just sort of went a bit quiet on social media, and I didn't get the attention back again. So yeah.
it's
So
there.
I was close. I
It's
was
there.
there.
It's very
It's
close. It's
there.
very close. I'll be waiting for news from
Yeah.
you.
So anyone who's listening to this podcast who has any connections to Boy George,
Please, please contact any of us.
Oh dear.
The contact form is in the show notes. Thank you so much. It's great. That is great. Charlotte, Joe, I mean, it has been a pleasure having you here on the show
thank
today.
you.
I mean, I had an idea when I listened to your podcast that it was going to be fun, but it was not only fun, but enlightening. I learned things today. We proved that 6 degrees of separation is very short, and we can
Yeah.
make it. We can make it work. We can make it
Yes.
work in this community. So before we go, uh, Baking Buses, I will be sharing all of the links for Baking Buses here in the show notes. But would you like to share about your own businesses? What are the names of your businesses, and where do people can find you?
Yes, so my business is called Cakes by Oscar. It's named after my son. And I'm on Instagram and on Facebook as well.
Okay, good. And Joe, what about you?
And my business is Posticles, and I'm on Facebook and Etsy.
Your Etsy shop, of course.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much for being here today. Really a lovely episode. And thank you everyone for listening. It was a great episode. Anything else you would like to say before we go?
No, but
Thank
thank
you
you
so
so much for having us on. It's
Oh,
actually our first podcast that we
Yeah.
haven't hosted.
I'm so happy to I'm so happy to be the first.
So thank you for having us on. It's been
Oh,
lovely. It has.
very welcome. Very welcome. Thank you, guys. And to everyone listening, thank you for listening today. And I will say goodbye, as I always say goodbye. Stay safe and stay creative, my friends. I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Hey, my sweet friend. Before you go, I just want to take a moment to remind you you don't have to figure out your cake business alone. There's a lovely cake community waiting for you. If you've been feeling overwhelmed, unsure what to focus on next, or like you're constantly busy but not really moving forward, the Art of Cake Business community is here for you. Inside, you find all the help home bakers need to go from feeling scattered to actually having a clear plan, structure, and direction on their cake business. It's where we talk the real things: pricing, time management, orders, burnout, but we do it while we're having fun. So, if you're ready to go from hobby to real organized cake business CEO, come and join us. I'll leave the links in the show notes.